Hello, welcome to Big Wick Energy, a 100% automated copy trading bot fully managed by the Block Party trading team. It's exclusively available on Mizar, and if you want to get access, just head on over to mizar.ai, check out the marketplace, and we're right there. If you want a truly set and forget experience with automated trading, then this is for you. There is no monthly subscription. We only get paid if we win. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us grow and bring you more awesome content. Enough yapping. Let's get into those trades. As always, let's start off with BTC to see what's going on in the general market. And last night we saw a massive dump. Could this be a sign of things to come? Could the Asian market know things that we don't? Well, I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty aware that there's going to be a lot of volatility and potential FUD coming this week from the FOMC statements, a lot of earnings reports, and just, general sentiment as well. Whilst a lot of people are saying that this is dialed in, at the end of the day, FUD is FUD. It's going to cause disruption. It's going to cause volatility. So I think, today as trades is all about hedging bets and, making sure that we're kind of profiting always. Unfortunately, we had a lot of trades over the weekend that almost hit take profit, but, we got slapped with this big dump and it took them down. But that being the case, all of the trades are nicely managed and there really isn't too much or really anything to worry about, to be quite honest. A lot of good projects that we're in. So this is my kind of outlook for Bitcoin at the moment. I feel that we're in a couple of ranges at the moment, a real short-term range just here, which started with the rejection on the 20th of July at around about 24.2k. And since then, we've been kind of in this nice little range coming down. And it makes sense, like we're coming back down into this longer-term range, which is looking a little bit like a scary bear flag. I'm not going to lie, this could turn out to be quite bloody, but we'll see. But the thing that I've got my eye on at the moment is we isolated this POC on the fixed volume range, but most importantly we've got this unfilled weekly pivot down here which sits at the bottom of this longer term range as well, so that could take us down to about 20.3k. I think that's really realistic. If we lose this last support here sitting at about 21,700, I think it's going to be it's going to be a controlled descent. I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm expecting it, but this would be my target zone just here. So we'll have a look at the new trades in just a second, but other things that are enforcing this, we're seeing some big sell orders coming in on Binance, which is not gospel, but it's kind of an indication of good resistances, good supports, or even magnets sometimes, if you will. But yeah, let's establish that we are looking pretty bearish. So for that case, we're not opening any new longs today at all. So we're going to be looking at some short tokens. We're going to be using BTC down at the moment, and we just opened this earlier today, and it's already doing okay. The way that these short tokens work is they work as multiples of 3 to spot. They're available on the spot market to trade. They just give you the opportunity to trade in spot market, but also in bearish scenarios. We currently have a TRX down open at the moment, which is about 15% down at the moment. But these things move much quicker than the spot market. So again, I'm not going to add to that one just yet because we've already got 2 safety orders in there. I want to wait for a confirmation of breaking that resistance, that support that we saw on the BTC, and then I'll go in and add a further safety order. But otherwise, my first trade today is BTC down. We're going to go with a 9% target, which is only 3%, and that still fits within a nice little range. I don't want to overcommit to this one because I'm not fully confident we're not going to bounce. I might even close this one if we do get a confirmed bounce as well. No change to COTI. That is still within the range. We haven't met the SO2 just yet. DCAR, this is, my longer term setup as well. We're still actually looking pretty strong in that. Doge, that has crashed through the SO1, so I'll be adding another safety order just probably at this support down here, maybe at the bottom midway through this unfulfilled weekly pivot, which is where I'll add the next SO2, and we'll see what goes, see if Elon comes out with any more ridiculous extreme stuff. Ethereum, I've just put this is an upside down chart, by the way, so don't get too confused. Again, I put a relatively small Ethereum down trade out as well, similar to Bitcoin as well. That should actually be at 9%. So we're not going to be breaking any new resistances in order to get this trade in. We'll still fit within this kind of parameter just here, which is quite nice. So we're not going to be needing any extra volume to get through that. But that's my second of the two hedges. Gala, that has crashed through the SO1, so we'll be setting up a further SO2 down here. Just log that, and then let's put it again. We've got the unfilled weekly pivot there. Let's just hedge that a little bit down here though. So we'll be adding SO2 just there to see how we go. GMT, we are still within the SO2 range there, so nothing too exciting. HNT, again, this has been a bit of a problematic trade, but we have our SO3 set up just down there, so I'm not, again, worried at all. ICP is just brushed the SO2, but hasn't quite met it yet, so I'm not going to update anything there. The third of my hedges, we have Link down. Now, Link, I'm very bullish on long term, but like with everything, we can see if BTC collapses, we can see that will fill instantly, and it's not breaking we're going to keep that 5%. It's not breaking this kind of immediate local resistance, so I'm cool there. LPT, nowhere near SO2 at the moment. That's still completely managed. Mana is somehow still holding on. That is almost at break even, so we'll leave that go. That is got a pretty big target on it, I think 20%. So as you can see, I love metaverse tokens. I'm just always banging on about them, but this is just destined for 20%. I feel it in my bones. MKR, again, we've broken through the SO1, but we've got our SO2 set up there, which kind of fits nicely within this unfilled weekly pivot. Neo, one of my longer term setups, so I'm not too worried. That's still fitting within I think that is SO2, is it? Yeah, no, it's SO1, so it's 10%. Sand, another one on metaverse tokens. It doesn't spring quite as well as Mana, in my opinion, but it's still there. So I'm expecting that to take off and travel with Mana. SHIB, very much in the same boat as Doge. We are still, across pretty much all of these trades, if you have a look, we're still kind of forming this really nice descending wedge, which is exactly want to see this big kind of drive into new spec territory, come down, hit this kind of trendline support, and then we should blow out and really make some ground. So I might even actually force an SO2 to bring this average buy down, but keep the take profit up there a little bit, just to extend that, because things like SHIB and Doge, even though they are super high cap, they do move. Certainly when there's any kind of bullish sentiment, it's generally the first kind of token a lot of the retail and armchair traders jump into. SXP, again, we're seeing this kind of continued descending wedge formation, which will, you'll see a lot of at the moment. So we're just all descending slowly into this real bounce territory, which all seems to be kind of confluencing around this weekly pivot, unfilled weekly pivot down here, which again is, it really is filling with a lot of confidence as to what these trade setups looking like, and yeah, it's just following the general path which you expect. It feels very bearish when it's happening, but what you're looking for is not what's happening now, it's what's going to happen. And what's going to happen here is, I think we're going to see some more downside for sure, but I do feel like we're going to see quite an aggressive bounce incoming. XEC, again, we're coming down to our, it's not unfilled weekly pivot anymore, it's actually filled. We have our SO, is that SO1 or SO2? Zoom out a little bit. That is still SO1, so we're still very controlled with an XEC. We've got a big target on there. It is a longer term trade. We have this breakout of the long term RSI trend line, which got quite a lot of basis on. Unfortunately, we have flipped the 20 DMA on that one, which is not terribly bullish. Some may even say bearish. XMR is super interesting. I really like this chart. It is broken out and it's holding above this key resistance, which I'm seeing here, and I think we could, that's why we've got our SO2 down there. I do think this could really take off. We flipped the 50 as well, which for me, the 50 DMA is really significant pretty much in all trading. I know it's a super psychological thing, but I really do see a lot of traders paying attention to that as a form of support and resistance. So, you know, why go against the grain too much? XRP, I really am tempted just to absolutely cane this take profit up to like 50 or 60%, because I just feel as soon as this SEC case is dealt with, or is there's any kind of like positivity that comes out of that, or confirmation that Ripple has their nose in front, it's just going to boom. So there's no point in trying to be reactive to this. I think this is just going to go, or it's just going to consolidate. I don't think we're going to see a massive drop off. I really do think that all of the bearish, or any of the kind of possible bearish connotations from that have already been dialed in. So even if they lose, I don't even think it's going to drop that badly. So I think XRP is a really good bet right now. So I think for that case, I'm just going to go back in and let's have a look at where I want to target something there. There's going to be multiple opportunities to get into this one, but that first pump is going to be pretty mammoth. So we could even go a little harder. Let's pop it around about there. Do you know what? Let's not play on that. Let's play on psychological resistances. Drop it just below 50 cents, which is about 34%. I think that's a very nice comfort target. Realistically, you're aiming for about $1 on this one, maybe even higher. But again, there's going to be so many opportunities to get into that. We're in such a good, strong buy place for XRP at the moment. But for now, 49 cents I think is pretty nice. ZEC. We've actually got an ABCD pattern kicking off on the harmonics there on the 4 hour. We've filled the weekly pivot quite nicely. In fact, actually this weekly pivot has been so consistent for the past 3 weeks. We seem to be ranging around this one. This could be a bit of a good ranging trading. Unfortunately, we're coming the wrong way on that one, so we might actually head down, and we could very possibly fill this SO2, which wouldn't be a bad thing. So bring our average buy price down into this range quite nicely, and might actually reduce that take profit down a little bit. But again, this is a longer term trade as we're kind of working on the daily RSI breakout. So patience is the key with ZEC. Although we'll see how it goes at the moment. I've currently got 21 trades open, which is, or 22 trades actually open at the moment, which is a little bit more than I'd like. My absolute limit at the moment, given the fear and greed index, 7-day average being above 20, is around about 80% of my max active deals to keep exposure somewhat controlled. So that kind of gives me 24 trades max open. I've got 22 open at the moment, so definitely coming to the threshold at the moment. If we start to dump down and the fear and greed dumps down as well, then I'll look to increase that. But right now, I kind of just want to get my exposure down a little bit, get some profit rolling back in. But you know, when you're in the spot market and longs are predominantly your only choice, you just have to kind of take those opportunities with the safety orders where possible. Anyway, TRX, this is where we're at, and you can see this is starting to climb pretty big time. We've gone up 15% in the past 6-7 days. So if the market does break down a lot more, if we do lose that key Bitcoin support, then I'll just chuck in another safety order here, bring this right down, and aim to get out of this trade because it's just been long enough. You know, we've been sat in this trade for 21 days, which is too long for me. But that concludes the big Wick portfolio for today on Monday, the 25th of July. You can find us on Mizar. We're exclusive to Mizar actually, and of course don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, and you can watch and catch these videos as soon as they drop.